All right, let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into it and try to answer the question, what is graphic design? Graphic design is a broad term that has a variety of definitions depending on who you ask. And this fundamental question, what is graphic design, is a question that I'm going to be answering throughout the entire course. It isn't artsy, but it can be. And graphic design isn't about making things look amazing or visually stunning. It's fundamentally, in my mind anyway, creative problem solving. That, for me, is really what it boils down to. Graphic design is many things, but fundamentally, it's all about visual communication, no matter the medium. It could be a website, it could be a brochure, it could be a business card. It's all about visual communication, no matter the format, no matter the medium. Okay? It's expressing a message. That message could be a sales message. The message could be a brand or perhaps an idea and so on. It's expressing this idea visually. Okay, that's really what it's all about. And furthermore, it's the arrangement of text, pictures, and other layout elements, all complemented by a color scheme. Now, the building of layouts is very similar, at least in my mind, to putting a puzzle together, but oftentimes we don't have the cover of the puzzle box to go from. So we have these components, these pieces that we want to try and assemble or put together into a visually appealing layout that expresses the design's message. Okay? Now, here's some other ideas for you to think about. First of all, most people start without a plan. They pour all the puzzle pieces out onto the page, and then they kind of move them around and shuffle them around for a while until they think that everything looks okay. And really, no thought is given to the design's overall message. In other words, what it is that they're trying to communicate or what it is that they're trying to say. Perhaps they're trying to communicate an emotion, or they're trying to express an idea, or they want the viewer of the graphic design piece to take some kind of action, perhaps downloading a free trial or signing up for an account or something like that. So they really give no thought to the fundamental purpose of the design. And I can't emphasize this enough that I strongly suggest that you start with some kind of a plan. Start by determining what it is that you want to communicate and what it is that you want to say. And that fundamentally is what graphic design is all about. Now, graphic design can be broken down into three components: the imagery, the colors, and the third one is the typography. Let's take a look at each of these in turn. When I say imagery, what I'm referring to is any kind of visual elements that we have. For instance, photography that we might use, textures, artwork that we may incorporate into our layout, logos, icons, things like this, and any other visual design elements that we wish to include inside of our design. Don't forget that every single piece of imagery, if you will, has to complement and has to have a purpose for the overall design. Okay? Now, next we have the colors. Essentially what this is a combination of complementary colors for the design, for the layout that we're going to be working on. And oftentimes, this is just a small palette or a small set of colors that we would be using. All right? And then the third one that we have is typography. Essentially, what I'm referring to here is a small set of complementary typefaces to use throughout our design. And what we'll wind up doing is establishing a hierarchy of typefaces for our layout. Okay? So I hope that makes sense for you. Now, all of your design elements, so the photography or the imagery, the color scheme, and also the typography, all must support the design's fundamental message. It really boils down to that fundamental message. And this is something that we're going to be addressing more and more as we work our way through the course. But I hope this helps to at least get started in answering the question, what is graphic design?